My name's Louise Bovink and I'm from Auckland. I'm currently a student at the University of Otago. My question is for John Key. What are your thoughts on the current student allowance and student loan schemes, and what changes, if any, would the National Party make to them if elected?
John Key? Do you want me to get up? Yep, I can start from here. Look, National will be keeping interest-free loans for students because we realise that students need some certainty around that. And we will also be offering an extra 10% bonus on early repayments that you make. So if you repay $1,000 voluntarily, then $1,100 comes off your loan. We'll also be offering more generous student allowances, and that policy is yet to be announced and it will be shortly, but we will not be offering a universal student allowance because while that is a nice to have policy, we just think that's completely and utterly irresponsible to do in this current fiscal crisis.
We've announced our policy on the Universal Student Allowance by 2012, and I'm really proud of that. And what that means is that education will be more equitable and access will improve. Labor has made access to education better since being in government. We removed interest while studying. We then made loans interest-free, and we capped increases at 5%, and now we've introduced a universal student allowance, and that I think means that Labor's committed to young people and committed to education.
Well, the Green Party really agrees with what Labor's doing, but we just think we should have done it a lot longer ago. You know, we've got $10 billion of debt on students' backs at the moment. What we need to do is not wait 4 years, we need to do that now. And we've got to also start capping fees because at the moment it's going up more than the rate of inflation. And then we've got to come up with some serious ideas to debt write-off schemes for people that stay and work in New Zealand as well.
The Young Future's always been quite keen on the Universal Student Allowance. We think it's a good idea. Labor announced their policy quite recently, the latest calculations of the numbers, and it's going to cost, I believe, off the top of my head, $596 million, which is a lot of money, but that's fine. But we've also looked at it and realised that you can actually wipe, if you want to go down the student allowances, and that's what you want to do, but if you can actually wipe student fees altogether and have zero tertiary fees for actually slightly less money than that. So we think that addresses the problem far more. If you're a part-time university student, you don't get any support from the student allowance scheme at all. You have to be a full-time employer, so a full-time student. There's a lot of people who are working who would like to go to university to upskill themselves, but they can't afford to do it because it's an expensive thing. And if they do it, they'll end up coming up with huge debts. So we would like to see tertiary education free rather than a universal student allowance, because we think that actually addresses the problem of student debt, and it actually helps more people get better access and more people access than a universal student allowance would, and it's cheaper.